100 years ago, Ray Weber, then of Kingsley, was born. 20 years later, he would find himself overseas trying to build bridges. And little did he know that he would build those bridges and change the course of the world. Today, Ray turns 100 years old, and here's just part of his story.
Well, I never gave it much thought, I guess, until the bombing of Pearl Harbor. I remember that real well.
Like a lot of young men back in the late 1930s and early 40s, the attack on Pearl Harbor changed their lives. The United States was about to go to war and needed men to fight. Thousands signed up, much like Ray Weber, who was from Kingsley at the time.
I volunteered to go into the Marines, but they wouldn't have me because they said flat feet. But it wasn't long till the Army decided I was good enough for them.
That was 1943, and like most, he didn't get the job he wanted.
Well, I wanted to be a cook, but no, you're going to be a welder.
Ray ended up in the 554th Engineer Battalion, a bridge building company, because a lot of bridges going to and from Germany were gone because they were either being blown up or washed away. The Allies had to keep the flow of supplies going to the front.
They took the bridges out that was there, and we had to replace them to get, if we want to move our infantry and all the equipment, the tanks and the trucks and keep the supplies moving, they needed these bridges.
The 554th made these pontoon bridges, and then the supplies would flow, temporarily. They were always being shot at.
Every time. You know, Germans didn't want those bridges in there. They knew we were coming into their territory. They were determined that we weren't going to get in on German soil. And then they were sending these buzz bombs on it. We called them buzz bombs. Hitler was sending them, and you could hear them, but all of a sudden, when you didn't hear them no more, you knew they were coming down. They probably loaded with how many, couple tons of TNT or whatever.
Ray and the 554th did their job, building a total of 4 bridges during the European campaign, helping push back the Germans and winning the war. And luckily, he lived through it.
We survived. Yeah, I lost my hearing. I got hearing aids. That was one of the things. That was about the only thing I lost, a little shrapnel. But other than that, no.
Shortly after leaving Europe, he was being shipped to Japan for one last massive offensive.
Oh, God, we were on a ship. We were just sailing out of the Mediterranean when we got the word that the war had ended in Japan. And so that was a hoot and a holler.
Now, Ray was going home.
I know we got home in time to help the neighbor pick potatoes.
After the war, he got married. Then over the years, he's had kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids. But he won't tell you he has a secret to life.
I don't know, I just eat whatever I want to eat. All we did, well, we grew up, you know, on meat and potatoes. And
he still drives and walks over a mile a day. Today, he turns 100 years old. And here's his advice to the younger people.
I'd probably just say, go for it, whatever. Whatever, you know, if something they want to be, whatever, they want to be a pilot or a lawyer or whatever, go for it.
Happy 100th birthday, Ray. Thanks for your service and your story. For Northern Michigan in Focus, I'm Corey Adkins.